3, 2, and 1. Hi, happy Friday, everybody. We are online, and I just want to apologize up front because I am having really bad signal right now. It is storming where I'm at, but like Phyllis and we just discussed, we're just going to roll with the Johnson today. She's going to be our special guest. I'm super excited. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Because we're going to talk about taxes, small business taxes. She has over 15 years experience in accounting and all of that good stuff. So this is a subject that I feel like all of us entrepreneurs and small business owners need to hear. So we're going to talk about that here shortly. Just a few announcements, guys. We're rolling through December. We're halfway through. My gosh, we're like 2.5 weeks away from the new year, which is crazy. This year went by so fast. So over the months, guys, as we talk about prepping for the new year, I really, really hope that you guys have everything in place that you need in place, that you've been like prepping and getting everything ready to go, setting out your goals, mapping out how you're going, the steps that you're going to do to get to those goals, because we are so close. And remember, we have the holiday bundle that is on sale right now that can help you with several aspects of your business. We have the strategy call, the project management setup. We have 24 done for you graphics. I know a lot of people, for those of you that hate creating graphics for social media or just absolutely don't know how to do it, we have done for you graphics, and we will all we need to do is just add the your logo and your branding on there. And then we have blog posts or newsletters. You can mix it and match it how you want. You can get 4 of those. So remember, we have that going on for those of you that are behind. If you have a little extra money, or you can put something on the back burner and you're like, I really need this, I would totally recommend it. We've had nothing but good reviews from it so far, and I would love to talk with you guys. That's all the announcements that I have today. I hope you guys have been following the Facebook page on the 25 Days of Christmas with Jasmine. We have some funny things that have been on there, and it's just been really cool. I've gotten great compliments on it, and it's all for you guys. So we've had a lot of free resources that we have shared with everybody, and I really hope you guys are taking advantage of those because I love free. Everybody loves free. So I hope you're taking advantage of those. But that's about all I have. So we're going to officially welcome Phyllis online with us. We're so glad to have you, Phyllis. And we're going to sit here and talk about accounting and taxes for small businesses. So Phyllis, tell us more about you and your business and what value you really can bring to the table for us entrepreneurs.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you, Jasmine, for having me here today. I really appreciate it. So I'm glad I'm on, especially the last couple of weeks of December, which is now kind of that time where it's pretty much tax season. I wanted to come on today and really talk about accounting and taxes. So I own a company here. I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, where it's not raining. It's sunny outside, but it is cold. I own accounting and consulting business where we do bookkeeping, accounting, payroll, taxes, and also consulting services for small businesses. So business plans and, really helping small businesses start up and grow. So kind of speaking on this topic, that is something that's very passionate to myself. I have a bachelor's degree from Pepperdine in accounting and finance, and then I have my MBA in entrepreneurship management. So I just love working with small business owners. And one thing that we all are afraid of is taxes. So I'm excited to have that conversation with everyone today. I also have a podcast called Small Business Conversations with PKJ, where I talk to small business owners on how they got started and their journey and what inspires them.
Awesome. Tell us, you made a good point, which I meant to say earlier, but I forgot. Yes, also guys, coming out of season is up. So if you haven't kept up with your expenses, up with money, your track good stuff, you really need to take some time these next couple of weeks to go back first of the year. Also, Phyllis, tell us more about that. A lot of us go through the process of needing help in bringing somebody on. So tell us more about and what we need to be ready for tax season coming around with subcontractors?
Sure. So first of all, I always, when I work with my clients, number one, we assess goals throughout the year. So yes, it is December, but it's never really too late. So when I do their taxes the prior year, I want to set you guys up for the next tax season, because what are your goals? So as a small business owner, are you trying to purchase a house? Or are you trying to grow your business, or are you trying to prep it to sell? Because that's going to really determine how you do your taxes throughout the year. Are you going to spend more money so that your taxes can be lowered? But if you're trying to purchase a house, for example, your net income can't be as high. And so you then need to decide you're going to end up paying taxes, but your goal is to then find a mortgage broker who's going to be able to use your net income to purchase a house. So the first thing I always say is sit down with your tax person to say, my goal is what? Is it to get a refund? What is your goal? And then you work backwards to that goal. Even though it's December and tax season is next year, this is the time where you really should be reaching out to your tax person to start prepping for tax season. I mean, it's literally 2 weeks. And so what's happening right now, a lot of my small business owners who are amazing procrastinators, they hire me right now to catch up on their accounting for all year, which is great, but it gets expensive. I always tell people, pay a couple $100 to that accountant throughout the year so that you can keep track of your expenses a lot better when it's tax season. So that's the first thing I always say is first assess your goals. The second thing is tracking. You have to get a software for tracking. Even if you are a subcontractor, independent contractor, employee, W-2, find a way to keep track of your money. Number one thing that happens is when you're starting a business, a lot of people are in that startup phase, first year, second year is you go out and you may buy something as simple as, a new computer, and you purchase it on your personal card. When it comes to tax season, you can't remember what card you purchased on. You don't have the receipt for it. And so you do your taxes and you now have that $1,000 computer, but you don't put it on your taxes because you forgot to give that information to your tax person. We're going to ask you those questions, but if you don't have the information, we can't make it up. And so one thing I always tell to my clients, when I say keep track of your expenses, the second you think of starting a business, doesn't matter if you have that business bank account yet, keep track immediately. I say, open your wallet, take out your money and throw it on the ground and walk away. And they all laugh at me when I say that. But when you're not keeping track of your money, that's pretty much what you're doing. You're just throwing it away. So, and that kind of resonates with them is like, when you're a small business owner or independent contractor, it's a lot of stuff you could write off as long as you're keeping track. So I do want to talk about, some of the software programs you can use. QuickBooks, of course, Wave is free, Quicken, Mint. So there's a lot of different softwares that you can use.
Okay, I love that. And, speaking of systems, which systems do you recommend? Like I said earlier, we're always looking for free. So can you get a good system that's free, or are you going to have to come out of pocket a little bit of money?
So there's a lot of good software programs. The free one that I always recommend is Wave. So Wave is a accounting software where you keep track of your income and your expenses. You create a profit and loss statement. You can also do payroll on there. I think there's an upsell for the payroll side of it. You can create invoices. So it's a free software that you can use. And the other great thing is you can invite your accountant. So I am a Wave accountant. So if you ever need someone to kind of do a glance, you can always invite me. So the thing is you could be someone who wants to track your own money all year round. And then you have your accountant say, hey, can you just every quarter, just go in, take a look, make sure everything is correct. Because when you're the person in the weeds doing all the details, you'll miss those little things here and there. And it's very expensive to do it at the end because I'm asking questions, what is this check for? You don't remember 2 years from now what that check is for. But if I'm asking you every couple of months, you're going to remember. So Wave is a really great free software. When you become a bigger size business, or if you really want like someone who's detailed, and I'm very detailed oriented, I'm always going to recommend QuickBooks. There is a fee for QuickBooks, but as an independent contractor, small business owner, whatever it is you want to call yourself, it is a tax right off. And also, if you want to get a discount, feel free to send me an email and I can also get you a discount for QuickBooks. But it's something that you can do. And people don't understand QuickBooks is an accounting software, but it also does HR for you. It also serves as a resource management system. You can also keep track of your invoices. So you could be out with the client and they say, send me an invoice. You can literally send your invoice from your phone immediately. So you don't miss out on trying to get that client that you're out and about with, and so
Oh
you
my,
want that capability at all times to get money because that's the
absolutely.
goal of your business. So QuickBooks does a lot of stuff that people don't really understand.
I see. Oh my gosh, you guys, those of you that are watching live or that are popping in and out, this is some great info. Even if you're watching this on replay, if you have any questions, which I'm sure most of you will, please stick those in the comments, especially while we're live so Phyllis can answer them. And then if you're watching the replay, still stick it in there. She'll also put her contact information so that you can reach out to her as necessary, because this is some great stuff. This is, I would say taxes and accounting is something that a lot of business owners really, really put on the back burner. And then it can catch up to you years later. They will find you. They will find you. Don't think that the IRS won't come get you, because they will. So we need to make sure that we do this right in the beginning. And Phyllis made a great point about how costly it can be if you wait to the last minute. So those of you that are procrastinators out there, let's do better, guys. Let's stay organized. Let's hop on this at the beginning of the year so that we don't have to worry and stress out. We should be worrying about the holidays and prepping for the new year. We shouldn't be so bummed out about taxes. So what other tips and tricks, Phyllis, can you give us about, accounting? I'm just itching to know. I'm taking notes as we speak, because I'm not that great at it myself. I'm struggling, but I'll probably have to reach out to you offline, because I have a couple of questions as well. So give us some tips and tricks that can just kind of help us out as we move through our journey as business owners.
Sure. So the first thing I always say is you want to, after you find that software, you want to keep track, get a business bank account. That's number one. It's very easy. All you do is just go down to your local bank, bring your business license that you've got, and they will open up a bank account. The number one reason you should do that is depending on the type of business. So like myself, I do consulting services. So I may take Jasmine out to eat. I need to be able to prove that we weren't, gossiping and having a chitty chatty time. I can prove that by using my business bank credit card versus my personal. So when you commingle those funds, and like she said, the IRS will find you. My mom worked for the IRS for 30 years. I do taxes, and I've heard the stories. And if you're interested in hearing more about her stories as the IRS agent, you can listen to, I think, episode 3 on Small Business Conversations, where she talks about those type of things of getting those letters, those audit letters. And what happens is you get that letter and you scream, or you stub it somewhere, or you just ignore it. But it's very easy to not get that letter if you're keeping track properly. So that's number one, get a business bank account. Number 2, after you have that software, all you have to do is connect it and keep track. So I always tell people, set a weekly or monthly timer of 15 minutes, and it's not a long time. And you just go through, even if you have someone else doing it for you, just look through and make sure everything looks right. A lot of times we purchase that software. So we may purchase, QuickBooks or Dropbox or something that's automated, and it's $29.99 a month. And it's so little in the grand scheme of life, but you're not even using it. And so after a year, that $30 a month is $360 that you have not been using because you didn't take 15 minutes a month to just glance at the details of what you're doing. And I understand as small business owners, we all are doing accounting, marketing, trying to get clients. So we're running around doing 17 things, but your goal in your business is to make money. The other thing that you want to do is look at how to automate your process. So, for example, if you are a restaurant owner, how do I make it so that it's easy to pay my staff quickly? Am I going in and having to continually hand write down their payroll system? Get something like T-Sheets or Gusto where they do it for you. That time that you're spending doing all those back office operations is time that you're not making money in your business. So there's a lot of things that I help my clients do to automate that process so that you focus on
Yes.
what
Oh
you're
my
good
God.
at. Go make the money and let me help you keep track of the money. Of course, I'm going to say hire an accountant or a bookkeeper, whatever title it is, whatever you want to call that person. It doesn't cost a lot of money to have someone to just take a glance. I have clients where I speak to them every 6 months because they keep track of everything, but I go in and I do a look, or I have clients where I do their full accounting services because they don't want to do it. But the benefit of it is I'm not in their business, so I'm not as passionate about it. So I can ask them those questions that they're not thinking about. Okay, you're spending, $2,000 of rent at this location. Do you need this office? Do you need these 6 cell phones? Do you need this? Let's help you grow outside of your comfort zone. Have that accountant because they're going to be the one that's going to help you save your business. You could be amazing at what you do, but if your numbers aren't right and you're not making money, you'll be like 50% of
Yes.
the people that go out of business. So those are just some very, important things that you want to keep in mind when it comes to keeping track, and then when it comes to number one, receipts, we hate receipts. I hate receipts. So I'm sure
Yes.
we go to these places and we get receipts. And I'll be honest, I don't have every receipt of everything I purchased this year. I have clients that are a little bit more disciplined, but there's so many receipt banks, QuickBooks, there's different ways to keep track, or just put them in a folder. But more importantly, use your business credit card. You should be keeping your.
I want to interrupt you really
Yes,
fast.
please do.
So back to the receipts really quick. Guys, there are apps out there. I think one is called Smart Receipts.
Yes.
You can use Cam Scanner. So if you hate the paper receipts and you're a techie and you want to upload everything, just take a picture of your receipt and go in there and save it, and you can keep track of your receipts that way too. So I just want to throw that in there because I've done that, and it just saved me wonders. I have 2 small kids. They go through my purse, they rip things up, and that's the last thing you want is to lose that receipt. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
No, that is a good point because I've done the same thing. I've left a receipt in the car and then it has Snickers on it. So we are all guilty, even as a person who does it for a living. And it's funny, people who are doing what their job is for a living sometimes could be the most, they kind of put everything to the wayside because they're too busy helping everybody else. So she made a good point. I'm a techie. I hate paper receipts. So when my clients hand me those stacks of paper receipts, I have my daughter who's 9. She thinks it's a cute project and we exchange Yogurtland for it. So she'll go and type those receipts into a spreadsheet for me. So she's my little helper. So that's another tip. Have your kids help you in your business. But so Cam Scanner is something that's good. Just make yourself organized. That's just one of the things, because when it's time for tax season, your accountant is going to charge you a flat rate, but they will charge you for not having the right to go back and redo everything. If you have a CPA, I will say this, you have a CPA and you haven't done your accounting year round, 90% of the time, it's not your CPA who's doing the actual bookkeeping. It's the person, the bookkeeper, whoever's on their staff. Have someone else do that for you because everything's already done and streamlined. So then you can have an accountant do your taxes or CPA if you need one. It just makes it easier and quicker and less of a headache. Tax season should be something like it's every year. It's never going away. It's just always going to happen. It's not going to end, unfortunately. I have clients where tax season is just another day for them because they take care of it year round. They know I have their information. I send them a quick, phone call, 5 minutes. Okay, great. It's quick, fast, and easy. Make it less painful for yourself.
Absolutely. Guys, this is such juicy and good info. I think I had Marika come on, but those of you that are watching, even if you're watching the replay, take note of this stuff. And if you're not already, if you're doing it, great. And if you're not, it's not too late. Like Phyllis said, go ahead and get started now. Get ready for next year. Map out a plan. Find you a bookkeeper. Find someone to help you get this stuff going. If you completely don't know what you're doing, Phyllis, should they bring on a bookkeeper or a consultant, or what do you recommend?
So if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it yourself. The worst thing you can do, I can tell a story. I had a tax client come to me this year. I'm the person who puts it on my Facebook every year. Don't have your sister's baby cousin, uncle, daddy who does taxes on the side. Do your taxes, especially if you're a small business owner. Because the worst thing that happens is you get that letter from the IRS. And then when you reach out to that sister, baby, cousin, uncle, baby, daddy, he's back working at the auto supply store. He's not doing taxes in June when those letters come. He's no longer invested in trying to get your money. So I say, first of all, if you don't know what you're doing, hire someone and ask, okay, do you have a P10 number? And if someone looks at you crazy and they don't know what that is, you move on. The P10 number means you are authorized by the IRS to do taxes. So that's number one. Make sure you're hiring someone who's qualified. You don't need a CPA to do small business taxes if you're like an LLC or, something small, but make sure the person has some experience. Make sure they've done taxes before. Ask them a few questions. Most importantly, I always tell people, hire someone in your niche. I don't work with C Corp taxes because I work with small business owners. I do LLCs, S Corp, because that's what I'm an expertise in. So, if you get in a car accident, are you going to hire a divorce lawyer to do, your car accident stuff? Probably not. Now, they're a lawyer. They went to law school, but they know how to do divorces. They could maybe help you with that case. But why would you want to take that chance? Why, you worked hard to step outside your comfort zone to start your business. This is your dream, your passion. Hire someone, because you know what? The money you spend on that bookkeeper or accountant, they're going to save you hundreds and thousands of dollars at the end of the day. And they will keep your business open. They're going to see things that you don't see. I have clients, they'll take a picture of a deposit. Phyllis, I deposited in the bank account. And I'm like, okay. And then when it's time for me to do their bank rec, I don't see that deposit. So did you actually deposit this money? Oh, shoot. They done stuffed the check underneath their seat. That's a couple $1,000s that they're too busy running around. Get that backup person to help you stay on track with that stuff, because I don't want to just lose a couple $1,000s under my car seat, but that's real life and it happens. So hire somebody who's experienced.
Hire somebody, guys. There you go. I'm trying to think of what other questions would be relevant, because you've touched on pretty much, a lot of what I feel that a lot of people need, and it's good information to start with. And if they have any additional questions, they can reach out to you, and you'll put your information in the comments. But we'll come back to that. So tell us, what inspires you to do what you do?
So I grew up in East Oakland, California, in the Bay Area. And I always, in the Bay Area, there's a lot of small business owners. I mean, it is just entrepreneurship. It's close to Silicon Valley, So as a kid growing up, I would see a lot of businesses start and then I would see them close. So it's like that, little candy shop would open, you're excited, and then it's gone 6 months later. And like I said, my mom worked for the IRS. My father worked for the bank. So, I come from a numbers family, so it's in my system. And I would, kind of ask them what's happening. And, they would say money. They don't know how to run a business. And so as I got older, that just became my passion. My best friend and I went to accounting class in 10th grade in college, and we loved it in 10th grade. And so that's kind of what got me started. But I realized my niche was small business owners. It's great that you work at a corporation and all that, but I love, seeing someone like Jasmine, who may have just started her business and then now she's growing, and just seeing that growth pattern, it inspires me. I like working with one-on-one with people and kind of, seeing how I may have helped someone 3 months and they just had an idea and they didn't know what to do. And I helped them with accountability planning and coaching and consulting and kind of, let's do this. Let's get this LLC up and running. Let's, get this business plan. Okay, now we've got this funding. Okay. And 6 months later, they're making $5,000 a month and they're like, they had no clue. That joy is why I do what I do. And it's just something that inspires me. And also I get to learn from people. When you're working with other people who are small business owners, you learn about softwares, like Jasmine just said, one I had never heard of. So now I'm like, let me write that down. So you get to exchange information, because small business owners are the backbone of our community. Walmart was Sam Walton, owned this little small store. He didn't start off as Walmart as we know it today, so I love working with people and inspiring them and helping them accomplish their dream. And there's so many of us, we just don't know. I mean, I'm still learning and still growing. You're kind of in this bubble of, how do I start my e-commerce business? What do I need? How do I do the marketing, the social media, and virtual assistant? It's like so much that goes into running a business. So that's why I do what I do. And one thing I wanted to touch on, as far as taxes, was make sure you're set up properly. There is sole proprietor, which is, you're just you, and you are as a Schedule C person, and you don't really have, you're just starting out. If you are just starting, that's fine. But at some point, you want to take it to the next level and become an LLC. But you don't need to jump immediately. So don't spend money that you don't have to when you first start your business. I tell people they have that shiny object syndrome. So they go buy these most expensive business cards and these computers and all this stuff, but you don't have any clients. So make sure, first of all, you're structuring your business correctly, but that you're doing the right thing. And so don't listen to someone who just says, oh, you got to be a C Corp. Why? I always ask people, why? Why is it, what kind of business do you have? So LLC, take it to the next level. It separates you. So Jasmine is living her best life, and she's an LLC, which means it's outside of herself. She's protected on a liability standpoint. She has a Schedule C on her tax return, and then you can write off more stuff. So you have your home office expense. So you can write off, if you don't know, as a small business owner, you can write off if you work from your home office. You can write off a portion of your utilities, of your expenses. If I buy a plant for my office, you can write that off. So one thing I always tell to people when it comes to taxes is H&R Block is good. Jackson Hewlett, they're great places, but you want to make sure that they're going to know all those things like, car deduction, travel expenses, all those little niches. As a small business owner, work with someone who know those and who are willing to research it. The next thing is an S Corp. So if you don't know what S Corp is, and most people aren't familiar with that, it's a hybrid between an LLC and a C Corp. So you have your LLC, you're making a substantial amount of money, and you want to pay yourself. So this is one thing that people don't understand as an LLC. Anytime you take money out your business, you're paying taxes on it because you're taking what's called an owner's draw. So you're now increasing, your net income. So you're taking money out and you can't pay. That's how you're paying yourself. As an S Corp, you can officially put yourself on payroll. So you get a W-2. You're actually an employee of your business. And now you're filing a whole nother separate tax return, and you're getting that W-2 to put on your taxes. So I always tell, anytime my clients start to make substantial amount of income, S Corp, got to be let's take it to the take it to the next level, because you're not paying self-employment taxes. So there's a lot of benefits as an S Corp. And then the next one, of course, when you get to that level, is the C Corp. And, that's the granddaddy of them all. So make sure that you're also structured properly for taxes, because each one has different rules and regulations. So don't just go by what someone says. And every year the tax laws change. So like this year, there was a huge overhaul to the tax system. Now, do I know every single tax law? I don't, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I have access to the information. My tax books will actually probably be here in an hour from Amazon. But there are a lot of changes to the new tax law system that actually help people that they don't understand. So the child tax credit, for example, was doubled from $1,000 to $2,000. You are the lower tax rate, so you're in a different tax bracket. The standard deduction was doubled. So if you have a lot of itemized deductions, they're trying to get away from that. So you kind of want to make sure that the things that you were doing last year, those rules and regulations may have changed some. So just make sure that you're staying on top of those things, which is why I said it's important to stay organized and be prepared. So that when you give it to your tax professional, they're making sure not to make any mistakes on your tax return.
Oh my gosh. I love it. That's too cool. So you told us what inspired you, which that was an amazing story. I love that. So guys, we're coming to the end of our chat today with Phyllis. So to my next question, any other last tips and tricks that you want to give to all of our fellow small business owners out there?
Just work hard and go for it. I mean, I could keep going on about tax stuff, but honestly, be proud as a small business owner. You're going to make mistakes. It happens. Don't be afraid to take a chance. I'm gonna keep saying it, keep track, hire the right person. And, that kind of covers like the big bases of it all. So.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. I don't really have any closing announcements for you guys except have a great weekend. Be productive until we talk next Friday. And that's all I have. Just keep working hard, like Phyllis said, and keep getting everything together. And let's close out 2018 with the bang. And let's bring in 2019, with the bang.
Yes.
So we are logging off for the day. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your Friday.
Thank you.